Thanks so much for joining. Whether you're here live or joining us on the replay, I am so excited for you today. We are here with our daily thought of the day. Now, if you haven't joined us already, this is a little segment that we've been doing, and we will continue to do every day where I'm sharing just one of the thoughts that I have every day. And today, I want to talk about you as a brand. Now, what is a personal brand? It's your authority, your influence, your connection, and even your reputation. A personal brand is something that we talk about all the time at the Thought Leader Academy. Because you see, at the Thought Leader Academy, what we talk about in terms of thought leadership is that in order to be a thought leader, you need to have, first of all, you need to be you need I'm so sorry. I've got something happening on my screen and it's distracting me as I'm talking to you. I apologize. Let me start that again. To be a thought leader is to be a professional communicator, someone who has a clear idea that they take out to the world. But you also need to have a personal brand. And that brand is based in that core idea, but also in your own personal values. And thirdly, being a thought leader is all about building a community that supports and amplifies that brand and that core idea. Now, when you're thinking about yourself as a personal brand, have you been intentional? Have you built your brand? Now, I know for many of us, we actually don't think about ourselves as a brand. We really think about ourselves as having a reputation. And it's something that is important to us, and it should be. Our reputations are the things that precede us wherever we go. But when you shift from thinking about your reputation to thinking about your brand, it changes the way you see it. Because you see, a reputation is something you have, whereas a brand is something you create. You use your reputation, but you use many other things as well. Now, your reputation or that brand will get you that dream job. And maybe if you're an entrepreneur, it'll get you the project or the client that you really want. And when you're intentional with it, not only are you relying on a reputation that maybe is out there before you, but you've decided what you want that brand to say. So, building a brand is a valuable tool, and it's a skill that's going to help you build your influence, your impact, and your income. And these are things that we all want to build in the world. So, I know that this is such an important skill. And I've been doing branding for many, many, many years. And the thing that I know about branding is that it takes work. And I also know that it's something you can't do alone. I recently went through a branding process on my own personal brand. And I worked with an expert who actually works with me in the Thought Leader Academy, Laura Beauperlant. And she helped me to develop not only my personal brand, but the brands for the Thought Leader Academy and some of the other things that I work on. And so knowing that we all live inside of our own bottle and that the instructions for who we are lives on the outside of that bottle, and we need somebody else to help us read those instructions, I decided to offer a masterclass on this very topic. And if what I've said so far about personal branding has resonated with you, and if it's something that you've been thinking about, and if you're looking at building yourself as the go-to thought leader in your field, then I think this masterclass is really for you. I'm calling it Get the Job or the Project or the Client You Really Deserve Masterclass, because it's really about taking that reputation that you already have and being intentional with it and turning it into your personal brand. And in this 60-minute interactive session, we're going to roll up our sleeves and work on it together so that you can build it powerfully. Now, I don't often do public masterclasses anymore. My schedule is a bit crazy these days, and it's hard for me to make the time for this. But I really wanted to clear my schedule for this one because I know how important this skill is. And I also wanted to make it accessible to as many people as possible. So, while when we do offer master classes, they're usually at about $250 a seat or more, depending on the audience and depending on the topic. And this would have been one of the ones that was at least that, if not more. But I want as many people as possible to be able to come. And $250, I know, is a lot of money, especially in these times. So I decided that I was going to cut it down. And when we did our own internal math, the lowest I could possibly offer it for was $17. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. $17 to get access to this valuable training. Now, as I said, this is an interactive session, and we're going to work on your personal why statement together. We're going to reframe your reputation as your positioning for you. And we're going to decide how and where you build your community, because building your brand is the combination of your why statement, your reframing your reputation, and getting a community rallying around you so that you're supported and amplified. And this is one of the pillars to becoming a thought leader. So, building a personal brand is absolutely invaluable in your growth as a person and as a professional. When I built my personal brand working with Laura, she wrote a tagline for me. And at the first, I was a little confronted by it because I was like, oh my goodness, is that who I am? She told me I was a thought provoker. And it took me a little bit of time to really live with it. I thought, wow, that's big. But that is exactly who I am. I provoke thought, and it's why my clients come to me. It's the reputation that had preceded me that I hadn't even realized until it was told to me. So my thought provoking was the impetus for this thought of the day. And my personal why is why I do everything. Because you see, my personal why is to help diverse voices get out there in the world so they can contribute towards the co-creation of a future that is inclusive and sustainable for everyone. And being a thought leader means that you're adding your voice to that collective. And I want to invite you to think of yourself as that thought leader. I want to invite you to think of yourself as a personal brand. What is that brand? And how can we do that together? So you make sure to register today for our Get the Job or the Project You Really Deserve Masterclass. It's on April 30th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's just $17. This will be the first step that you're taking towards adding your voice to the co-creation of a future that is inclusive and sustainable, because we need more diverse voices creating that vision. There's going to be a link down below for you to click. It's very easy. Click it, just sign up, and I will see you on April 30th for the Get the Job or the Project You Really Deserve Masterclass. I can't wait to work with you. Let's roll up our sleeves and do it together.